Gotta try.
Okay.
I just wrote the one that counts the word frequency,
Which one?
but I think I need to read another text.
Hash
Hold on.
map. What is a hash map?
What'd you say?
Which hash map?
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna show you a video about hash map. Hold on. I was just, thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm gonna give you a video for hash map.
Video?
Right there, I was watching this guy here.
Is this guy better named that?
I don't know, find out. Hold on. Well, why is not, wait.
The value?
Oh, no, I gotta share my sound. Hold on. I gotta share my sound with you guys. I'm not sure why it won't let me share. Share your computer audio. Share. All right, so here's hash map for you guys.
About using maps in Java. I remember back when I was learning Java, just the concept of what a map was and what it was used for seemed complicated and hard to grasp. But what a map is and how you can use it is really simple. And you're going to have a great understanding of it by the end of this video.
So a hash map is what he's going to show you an example how to use a hash map. So a hash map allows you to have keys and value pairs, meaning the key is a unique value and the value can be anything. So like for student ID and names, for instance, that's a pair, right? Every student ID is a unique value, so that will be your key. And then every student name would be a value. But what he's showing here is the opposite. He's using name as a key and the ID as a value, which it would not be a good example. You should have done this backwards. Because what if you have another person's name called John? What if you have more than one John? How many Johns are in a company or in a school?
There's a lot of Johns.
A lot of Johns, but the ID are going to be unique. But in his example, he uses name as a key, and the value is the ID, which I think it should be the opposite. But you're going to get the idea.
John and I put up a new Java tutorial video every single week. So if you like this video, please consider subscribing so you don't miss each week's video. I also have a full Java course available and a link down in the description if you're interested, so go check it out. What exactly is a map? What is it used for and what does it represent? So at its most basic level, a map is just a set of key value pairs. I think this is so much easier to grasp if we just start with an example. So imagine if I'm running a company and I have a bunch of employees and they all have ID numbers. I would probably want something where I could put in an employee name and get their ID number. That is the kind of thing a map can do for you. We can create a map of employee names to ID numbers. So let's do that right now. So how would we create a map like that in our code? Here's how we can do it. We can do hash map emp IDs for employee IDs equals new hash map. We'll need to go ahead and import java.util.hashmap. Normally when you create an object, this is pretty much everything you need. But when you're creating a map, you need a little bit more. One of the things that Eclipse is complaining about here is it says hashmap is a raw type. References to generic type hashmap should be parameterized. So what does that mean? That means Java wants to know what this is going to be a map to and from. This is going to be a map of what to what. And it's just looking for data types there. Like you could have a map of integers to strings, strings to doubles, or if you created your own class like dog, you could create a map of strings to dogs. So here in our case, we want to create a map of employee names to their ID numbers. That's the keys and the values in our case. The keys are going to be the employee names and the values are going to be the employee numbers, the employee IDs. So it makes sense for the names to be a string and the employee ID to be an integer. So here's how we specify that. In angle brackets here, right after this hash map, we put in string, comma, integer. This tells Java that this is going to be a map of strings to integers. The keys of our map are going to be strings and the values are going to be integers. Also, to get rid of this little warning here on new hash map, we have to add what's called a diamond operator. And that's just less than greater than. That might seem kind of weird, but it comes from in old versions of Java, you had to re-specify the types of the keys and values of your map here. So you had to put in string and integer again. But later on, I think it was in Java 7, they changed it so you could just take that out and Java would just infer that obviously you just mean the same type of hash map that you declared up here. So now all you have to do is put in this little diamond operator and you're good to go. You don't have to repeat yourself. So this is.
So for our program, we will use a string and integer. Why? Because we're counting unique words to how many we're going to have. So we are going to use this kind of hash map. And
declaring an employee ID's hash map. There's nothing in it yet, but we're telling Java we want. a map of string.
Right, pause.
No, I didn't want to bug you about
Yeah,
that.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, couldn't we just do like a character integer as well? Because don't we have to find frequency of characters?
Yes. Yeah, you can do characters, yeah.
Is this
It's
the
so-
same as a
Wait a minute,
dictionary?
wait a minute. Character frequency?
Sure.
Oh, was it character frequency?
Is a string of
Yeah, highest frequency character, lowest.
You don't need, because we already have an array that has all the counts for each letter already. That code already has.
Oh yeah, it's
Okay,
string.
yeah.
It's a string. It's a
You're
string.
not gonna need a
You're right,
hash
you're
map. But if we did not have that, yes, over here, you would have to use a character, comma, integer. Yes, absolutely.
strings to integers. So we're going to map employee names to their ID.
And notice this is not a primitive int. We are using actually a class integer, not int, not the primitive. So if you were using character, it would not be a char, it would be the character. Remember the class wrapper we talked about probably in Java 1?
IDs. So this map will hold that information for us and allow us to do that lookup. So you might be wondering, why do we have hash map here? Why can't we just say map string integer and new map? Why do we have to say it's a hash map? Well, in Java, this map is actually what's called an interface. The map interface just specifies what kind of methods a real map implementation have to support. And there are different types of implementations of that map interface. And a hash map is just one of those implementations. It's probably the most common map implementation that you see used by programmers. The way you interact with them is going to be the same. It's just how it works underneath that's a little bit different. But for our example, we're just going to use hash map. All right, so now I have this employee IDs map. How do I actually add a new mapping to it? So let's say I'm an employee of this company. My name is John, and my employee ID is 12345. To add that value to my map, I would just say empids.put. And you can see here, I just need to specify the string key and the integer value. So the key will be the employee name, in this case, John. And the value is the employee ID itself, which is an integer 12345. So now my map knows that for the key John, it has the value 12345. And of course, you can add more. So we can say empids.put Carl. His employee ID will be 54321. And empids.put Jerry. And his can be 8675309. Just so we can get a quick visual of what this map looks like, let's go ahead and print it out. System.out.println empids. Save that and run it. And it prints out what our map looks like in a very clear way. See, Carl has an ID of 54321, John has 12345, and Jerry has 8675309. It's a mapping of keys to values, employee names to their employee IDs. One thing you'll probably notice is that these are in a different order than we added them in. I added John before Carl, but this has Carl before John. One of the things about maps is that it doesn't guarantee a certain order. It's there to store these key value pairs, and that's what you care about. You don't necessarily care about the ordering. You just want to know that the name is properly linked up, paired with that ID properly. All right, so we can print out the whole thing, but how do we get one specific value? So I put in all these employee IDs. How do I say get Carl's employee ID from my map? To do that, I can just say empids.get. And you can see you pass in the key. So if I want to get Carl's ID, I just do empids.get Carl. And we can just print that out so we make sure we're getting the right value there. System out println empids.get Carl. Save it and run it. And you can see we got Carl's ID successfully. So this is what a map allows you to do. You can store key value pairs. This key corresponds with this value. And later on, you can look them up. Oh, what value corresponded with this key? In this case, what's Carl's employee ID? And we can look it up easily like this. And this is really the basics of using a map. You can put values in there in key value pairs, and later on you can look up a key and see which value it corresponds to in your mapping. But put and get aren't the only two methods that are supported by this hash map. What else can we do? Well, one thing we can do is just check to see if a certain key exists in our map. So if we wanted to see if Jerry had an employee ID in this table, we could just do empids.contains key and pass in Jerry. And it says true because Jerry does exist in the map. But if we put in George, we get false because George was never added to our map. Another cool thing you can do is see if your map contains a certain value. So if I want to see if I have the employee ID 6 in my map, I can just do empids.contains value and pass in the number 6. The number 6 doesn't exist anywhere in our mapping yet, so we get false. But if I put 8675309, you see that I get true because it does exist in our set of values in our map. It's also good to know that if you do emp_ids.put and you put the exact same key that you had before, so let's say I put in John again, but instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I put in 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. What that will do, if John already exists, it will override that current value and update it with the new value. So let's copy paste printing out our employee IDs map after that. And at the beginning, you can see that the key John had the value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And at the end, it was updated to be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. The put replaced that value. So put will add a key value pair, and it will update a certain key's value if that key already exists in your map. There's another similar method here, and it is called replace. So there's a subtle difference between replace and put. So if I say replace the value for the key John with 777, print out our mapping again, we can see that it successfully replaced the value at John with 777. However, if I instead say replace Kramer with 777, well, Kramer doesn't exist anywhere in our map yet, so what do you think it's going to do? Let's run it and see. Well, it actually looks like it didn't change the mapping at all. And that's because this replace acts a little bit differently than the put. When you run replace and this key doesn't exist in your map yet, it won't do anything. It'll only replace the current value if it does exist, whereas put, if it doesn't exist, we'll go ahead and add it to your map. So you just need to know that so you know which one works best for your particular use case. So similarly, there is actually a method called put if absent, and you can maybe kind of take a guess at what that does. That will only add the key value pair that you specify if that key doesn't already exist somewhere in your map. So for example, if I said put if absent John 222, print out the map again, we see that John still has the value 98765. It doesn't have the value 222 because put if absent only does the update of that key value pair if it's not already currently in the map. So if instead of John I said Steve, run that, we see that since Steve wasn't in the map already, it does get added when we use put if absent. Now, what if you want to remove a key value pair from your map? It's pretty straightforward. You could just do emp_ids.remove and pass in the key of what you want to remove. Let's say we want to go ahead and remove that Steve entry that we just put right here. Print out our map again, run it. You can see that the Steve value that was added here has now been removed. Another important thing to note is that these two types that we're using here for the key type and the value type in our hash map, those have to be Java classes. They can't be primitive types. So things like lowercase int or lowercase long or float or double, those won't work here, and you get kind of a strange looking error if you try. It says insert dimensions to complete reference type. That's a pretty vague, weird error, and it can be hard to understand what that means the first time you run into that. But to get around it, you just need to use the full Java wrapper classes for those. So for lowercase int, use capital I integer. For lowercase float, use uppercase float, etc. And everything will still work exactly how you want. So I understand that maps can certainly be confusing the first time you're kind of...
All right, I think that's enough for us. So y'all got this? So what I thought about when I saw this, I was like, oh, okay. So what do we need to do? Since our list, our text list is a list of sentences, see, each line is being stored, right, into our list. And when I go through the list and I loop through each line, what I'm trying to do is I'm going to break each line into words and I'm going to store in an array. So I'm going to use this, I'm going to delete this whole thing here because I already have a copy of this. And I'm going to write just a sentence here like today is Wednesday, yay, yay, yay. Something like that, okay? So I'm going to just save this. I'm going to read this file just so I can test my my logic of my code. And I'm going to show you the code. But let me rename this here because this is too big of a name. I'm going to just call sample txt. Make it small.
But you need a 2-line.
Well, yeah, I can do 2 lines. That's fine. So another line. I mean, I could do 1 line. It'll be fine. But 2 lines, I'll do the 2 lines. It is the middle of the week.
Yeah.
That's about it, right? Let's see. Maybe 2 sentences like that. All right. So, yeah, it could be 1 sentence, 2 sentences. My list is going to have whatever is in there. It's all right. All right. So here's how I wrote the code for this. I haven't printed out. So here's what I'm doing. So whenever I read, process everything, right? Where's the in each var's text is gonna have 2 lines, right? Those 2 lines I'm gonna add it in here, right? Boom, It's gonna have that. All right, then text now, which is part of my class variable. You guys remember that? we'll have that. So what I'm gonna do, here's my hash map that I created as a string and an integer. I call word freq. And then I have here, for each line in that text, in my list, right? Each line in that list, I am going to get that line, I'm gonna split by space, and I'm gonna store in an array called words, okay? So
So-
that, now words is gonna have just words. It's gonna be an array of words.
But what about like the comma? I mean,
I
like,
don't care about the
like
comments, I'm not
colon.
counting any of that.
colon.
Oh, you're talking about what's gonna happen here to the, I don't have comma, okay, I see what you're saying, like, yay is gonna be counted as 1 here for this because of the exclamation point. Well, you can go further down into splitting that, I'll let you do that part, if you wanna remove any
Okay.
special character, okay?
Okay.
Sounds good?
Do we use?
I wanna get the main part over here of counting the words, but if you wanna write a function that will go through this list and remove every period and every exclamation point before you do this,
Okay.
you can.
How do you do that? Like we use bracket, right? Do we use bracket? And then, or we just type question mark and inside comma, period, exclamation mark, like that.
Well, let me think about this and we might be able to get it done. Let me think about it because I don't need, let me see. If I'm counting the words, let me get to this here because I
Okay.
need for the sentences, okay? I can't remove yet. I have to remove only for this function to counting the words.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
See. So could you say that 131 again for each line
Okay,
of the
so-
text list?
All right, so let's continue this logic here. Let's continue this. But yes, if you have a comma or any symbol next to that word is going to be unique and it's going to count as only 1. So like for instance, like you were saying, yay here is going to be counting, okay, I have 2 yay, they are the same, but this one is not the same because of the exclamation point.
Here they don't have space.
But my point is, I just want to get this working to see if it's going to count the correct numbers of word of my sample text. But if you want, I did not think about it, to
I
be
don't want,
honest.
but you want. The
Well,
requirement
we
want.
want it. Yes, we do want it. We wanted to remove the symbols because we don't want that to be attached to our word. But anyway, let's go to the logic here.
Okay.
All right, so now I have an inner loop here to process the words array. So I'm gonna look for starting at index 0, all the way to the length of my words array.
What of the length?
Yeah, words.length, the length of words. So I'm gonna process the array. The array should have how many words? What is the size of the array? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
It's sentence of
7,
word.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So words gonna have 13 elements in there.
13 word?
13 words, yeah, because that's how many words I have. I just counted.
Okay.
So the size of words, the length of words is gonna be 13. So from index 0
To 13.
to 13, right? All right. I'm gonna check over here now. Look at what remember in his example, how do you check if a word already exists in that hash map?
Contain.
I'm using this here. If the word frequency, my hash map already contained the word, that word,
Oh. So this is thing
what is
just
the
compare.
word? Hold on. Today. So today is my first word, right? So
Plus
if
one.
today already is there, okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the count value. I'm gonna get the value. This gets the value of my key today. Today is my key. It's gonna get the count of that. It's gonna get the value representing the integer value for today, for the word today, and it's gonna store into this variable. And what I'm gonna do, if it already contains there, I'm gonna just replace, right? I'm gonna put it back in there. For that word today, I'm gonna put the count, whatever that count was, 1, for instance, I'm gonna add 1. Now, if that word doesn't exist, I am just gonna put that word in there and a 1. And it's gonna loop again and again. It's gonna keep doing this. For
do
each
you need
line,
to set it to 0 first,
well,
initialize?
wait a minute. My words array will have only one line, so it's only gonna have that first line to begin with. Next time in the loop, I'm gonna grab the next line, and it's gonna have another array, another words array. Okay. All right, what's your question, Shui?
I mean, do you need to initialize count to 0?
No, I don't have to. I don't have to initialize count to 0. I'm initializing here every time, and I don't need to. I mean, it's gonna be 1 already when I first start. I don't need, because I'm only gonna hit this here if I already have that keyword in there. If I already have that word in there.
Okay.
Otherwise, it's gonna be a 1. So count is gonna be a 1 or something bigger than 1. System.out, let's just print word frequency, right? Let's just see if that's gonna work. So so this is the file we're gonna read. Let me go ahead and close that, and let me open the client. Y'all typing this?
Yes.
Okay, so let me leave it here. But what?
Oh, really?
It didn't work?
Oh, really? You're typing?
What is the hash map inside of?
It's inside my function, print frequency, right there where I have that code, the commented out stuff. Yeah, it's inside the function called public void print frequency, and you have all the comments there, and I put it below the comments. Y'all see it?
Mm-hmm.
This is the only thing I have there.
So that is the only code you have in your pre-frequency?
Yeah, but I mean, it's not complete because we still got to print out in this format here, word count, and I don't have this code to print this yet. I only have the logic to see if this is going to work. Let me know when y'all finish and I'll go to the client because I got to call this here before. I got to call this. I think I'm already calling, am I not? I think I'm already calling it.
Yeah, I think it may.
Yeah, I think I wrote the client for you guys already. But Shui, if you want, you can put it right here.
I don't want it.
Well,
we
can. Right here, word sub I, for each one of those, we can replace any any character in a word. It's just a few extra lines over here or something, right here. Whenever we have for each word,
Hash map. String.
Did it work? Anybody already run this?
Please do type in.
All right, before you run, I have to run, see, and then we can go from there, so.
Finish typing? Oh my god, you guys, so fast.
I didn't get an error.
No, but nothing happens?
Oh wait, something happened.
Are you using a small simple file, like create another text file?
No, I did not.
Okay, create a simple text file. That's what I did, a small with two lines in there. Make sure you have some repeated word and then read that file, that simple file.
Don't you use pluses in Java? Like,
The what?
don't you use pluses in Java for like system out to like add on something?
Yes. Why? I mean, I haven't run this. I'm waiting everybody to finish so I can run. I honestly don't know.
To write the print line.
I should have run this first before you guys trying to run this.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
mine does.
Okay, see, let me run this, guys. I have to run. I can't.
You can wait for me.
Okay,
Mine's
so
not related to the function, it's related to Java. Just being weird.
let me try. Let me see if my logic's not working. Y'all wasting time writing this. And I'm using sample.txt. Let's see, word frequency. Okay, here we go. Look at this. We have it. Yay, 2 times. And like Shui was saying, the exclamation point right there, right? I have a space. 1 time. What is this? Nothing 1.
Probably an issue with the file, with the text file.
Space not, well, it's not a space though. It has to be the enter key.
It's probably like, yeah, I mean like.
The enter key, right? When I press enter, there is 1 enter key. But the, today, middle, week, Wednesday. Okay, so it works, but now we have to strip out the non-alphanumeric characters. So let's do this.
Okay.
So I can do, what is the rejects for non-alphanumeric stuff? I can leave the, hold on.
What do you call simple?
Hold on, let me think of something here. Go on, just a moment. Let me see. I wanna find out how do I replace.
Simple.
Okay, so let me try this here. So for each word, let me see if this will work. For each words, I dot replace. I need to do replace. If this is right, caret.
What's that?
Hold on. This is called rejects. Rejects is how I say it. I'm gonna type in here. Replace all non-numeric characters in the string. Hold on, let me change my comments to put it above my line here. So replace all non-numeric characters in the
How do you
string
do that?
words sub I using regex. Regex means regular expression. Regular expression are symbols that you can use when you don't know what kind of character you're gonna have. So you can use regular expression. Now there is a whole nother world that you can go and search for it. All the kind of different rejects. So like for instance, if you just search for Java regex patterns, you know, you're gonna find lists of more stuff about that. Pattern, right? Maybe that's not regular expression. Maybe I just don't want to go to one that has too many not tutorials, but I wanted to see a table of, okay, here are the patterns right there, look. So for instance, character class, the following are the various class constructs. So those are the rejects that you can do it. So for instance here, see there, all the different ones that you can use. So that's what we are using. Meta characters, non-white space, white space characters. So I think I'm dealing with right here. Any digit from 0 to 9, it can be written as, so I'm using a pattern of, let's see, what did I put in here? I might be wrong because I might not, the D, /D.
So
The
there is
character.
no formula to memory there, right? But we just, every time when we use
Non-numeric
reject,
characters. I might have to add the actual characters there. I might have to add regular expression is something else. Okay, so I might have to add this here, right? A to Z, lowercase and uppercase. And so I might have to add this here in there. Let me see what's going to happen if I just do that. I search for the non-alphanumeric. Maybe that's what I need to search for. Hold on, non-alphanumeric. Java non-alphanumeric rejects. Yeah, Stack Overflow is the place to go, right? Let me see here. I don't know if this is just non-numeric, non-alphanumeric. Oh, that would be this? No, that's not it. Let me go down. If you're asking a question. Okay. Oh boy. Because I want to print numbers. Maybe this is the one I'm looking for right there. I only want 0 to 9. Let me try this guy right here. I want to put this. Oops, I need a bracket. So the bracket is inclusive. Control C. Let me try that one. I'm not sure if this is going to work, but I'm going to use the other one. You know what? I'm going to leave like that and see what happens. What do you think? Did y'all try that? We all haven't finished typing? Let me see. Sample.txt. Well, I still have the yay there. See that? It's still doing the same thing as before, so I really need to change that. Let's go back to, this is not gonna work, so this is the one I want. Right there. Okay, so let me save and run again. Let me see if this works, guys. Leave it here for you guys to copy that. So regular expression allows you to find create a pattern for, it's still there. The exclamation point. Let me try the other one. What was the other one? They had another one here. Oh, no. Yes.
Maybe we had to do this manually or
I'm sorry?
Manually, no, there's a way to do this manually.
Manually? What do you mean manually?
to remove the punctuation marks.
No, I don't think you need to do that. I don't think you need to do that. Let me check over here. I mean, you can do it manually if you want to, but I don't think you need to. Do you see how it works right here? Look, if you do this here, A through Z only. But that could remove numbers. What if we have numbers? We have to include the numbers in there. So we need to do all. Zero to 9 and all the letters. Zero to 9 and so the little hat means not, except, so do not include that. So I do not want to include, well, I do want to include, wait a minute. A through Z, A through Z, A to 9. Yeah, replace all except A through Z, 9, blank line. Okay, maybe I need to take that one out. New line and the return key. Let me try this. Replace everything except A through Z and 0 to 9. I guess that's it. Let's see. Do you think that should work? Because I do not want to see that 1 with nothing in it. Simple.txt. Yeah, but it's still the same thing. Bless you. Are you doing manually? Did y'all get it? Anybody got this already?
No, that's too hard.
So replace, all I'm doing here is replace all.
Andrew, come on. It's you should type.
Does that work?
That's what, I mean, no, it's not replacing the exclamation point.
Today is Wednesday.
Yeah, it's not working. Is it maybe the replace all thing? What's the difference between replace all and replace?
Because replace all, replace everything. Replace, so you want to replace a specific character, a specific location. Right? replace, okay, where's the Java? Let me change my Java remove spaces from string. No, remove character from string. I mean, I already searched for that, but so you can delete character at, but we don't know what the character is, so we can't use that because we don't know if it's gonna be the beginning, the middle. Numbers, we want to leave numbers there. We have to remove. I mean, this is no big deal, guys, but at least the logic works. So, but we do want to remove. We want to be able to remove a.
Found a different character sequence.
You found one?
Backslash T curly braces pumped.
Hold on, let me. It doesn't work.
No, I tried. I mean, you can try it, but if it works for you, then.
So if I do replace
What about this guy?
this guy, what guy?
Split.
Well, we would have, if we split at the period, then we're gonna have a period as a character. And we're gonna be counting periods.
Okay.
The split, basically split, like what we're doing here, split the sentence, split the line into spaces. Basically, we are splitting right here. This is a word, split. This is another word, split. This is another word. So if you split any of the symbols, you are going to have that symbol. Then, I mean, I guess you can do that too here, because then when you get here, you can say if that word is not alphanumeric word, not a, maybe you can do that, split at, I could have be done that too. That way you don't count if it's any other if it's a symbol. Tell me again, what goes in here? What you put in there? Shui, split what? What do you see? That guy right there, that guy.
The guy. The good boy.
That bad boy. Split at comma, period.
Let's
see. Let me try to split that. Hold on. I'll get you. Can you hold that computer? I'm scared it's gonna fall.
No way.
Don't walk away from it like that. You found something, Andrew?
What is backslash mean? What is double backslash mean?
It's the escape character. Backslash S is the thing I'm trying to replace. So what is backslash S? I saw it somewhere here. I was looking at the list. No, not this one. Where did I find the list of things that backslash S? I think it could be a string. I'm going here, see if there is a backslash S.
Why did
I don't know all of them. You really need to look into it. Maybe.
Why don't you just search in Google directly what is backslash instead to find every page?
Say it again.
I say why just search what is backslash instead to find in every page.
I don't understand your question, Sherry. I want to know where the backslash S is. I don't see.
Just search it.
No, it was earlier. I saw somewhere.
Oh, backslash S mean.
Look, regex patterns or something.
says it indicate a single
character?
white space character.
A single space character. Okay, so that's what it means, okay? Let me see. Now, let me get this here commented out now. Hold on. I want to see my words splitting at that. Okay, let's see.
A single white space, it just space, right? Does it mean just space, right? Like,
Let's see what we get. So I want to split at every sample.txt. Ooh, look, it didn't work because it's split it at a set. Look, I'm splitting. I can't do that. Do you see what happened?
Yeah,
It did not split by word. It split it by sentence, by line. It split it by line. Yeah, that's what happened. So we need to go back and not split at that, but we can split at.
no.
What if we split at everything but A to Z 0 to 9? Let me see something. Hold on. Maybe I can use this here. Let me see this. I don't know. Let's try. Oh, whoa, that worked. Look at the yay. Now I have 3 for yay. Today, middle, week. Okay, you know what I'm gonna add? Let me put another one here.
What did you change?
Well, I split the line by everything except when you have characters and numbers. So that means split by anything except when you have this. But that doesn't remove, whoops, wait a minute. Control save. That doesn't remove, but what I want to do is say, hey, Mr. Where are you? You. So like this, save. But I'm still showing the break. I need to check to see if that word is like a return character. So Mr. Where are you? So let's see what we're gonna get for this. And I'm saying this because that book had Mr. with a dot. No dot, right?
Oh, okay.
But that goes with the, okay. It's English that has the dot. So let me run again.
Hold on. Mr. what?
Hold on, I'll go back there. So Mr. 2 times. There you go. Middle. I press enter 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did. I need to get that one out of there.
Okay.
All right, so here's my sample text. It works. All I need to do now is eliminate the enter keys. That one I gotta get out of there. Because I press enter here. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's taking that return character. So that's the only one I don't need to count. So if it's a return character, I want to remove that.
Oh my god.
Dr. Mercy,
Yes.
at some point, can I see your plan?
Yeah. Let me. Did you finish typing the simple text? That's the one I'm testing, and it works.
So where did you use import.txt?
The client. I didn't change the client. That was the client from last time.
Where did you create?
Hold on. I'm gonna get back to where I was. Okay, did you get this? The client, I think we wrote it last time and it's ready. The client
Yeah,
is
but
ready.
mine doesn't work.
I don't know.
You see
let
how
me-
you have like
I think you changed
string,
something.
like total number of characters plus, then you're calling the function.
Yeah,
Mine won't let me use plus. It doesn't recognize plus like at all. It's saying it's not applicable for the arguments.
they are using print line here, system.out.print line, and you have double quotes around your string plus
Yeah, it was
rf dot numbers. Okay, now make sure that method that you have, it is returning something, it's not a void. Like for my print frequency right here, this is a void method, so I'm not putting that in a system.out print line. Your methods needs to return something. All of those methods here that I wrote, they return something. Let me know when you're ready to go back to the other one. Hold on, I'm trying to find out here how I do.
I tried that as well without a system print line because it is a void like you said, so
Okay,
it's not returning anything.
okay,
So
so
I
you
do
don't
it-
you don't put in a print line.
Yeah, I don't have it in a print line, but then I get like this weird error that says dangling meta character question mark near index 0. It's like 5 errors with.
Okay, so I'll say write your client exactly like this.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, now let's go to the read file. Check one method at a time. But guys, before I move forward, look, whenever I'm reading each line from my text here, I'm splitting at everything but characters and A through Z capital letters and zeros and nines.
Wait until you comment that.
Yeah, but why is it just
Over here where I replace all, I'm not doing this here right now. I'm gonna replace, ooh, 9:18, time is up already.
What?
Is that line dot split working?
Yes,
What in the world is that?
that means, let me put a comment
Yeah,
up
comment,
here.
comment,
Comment. Split each line in my list by every character except by A through Z lowercase, A capital Z, and 0 to 9. So that means, like if I word, for example, here, here I have a line, let's see, Mr., where are you? Something like that. So what it's gonna split? Words will have Mr. space, where space are you, without the symbols. You got that?
Yes. Did you get 414?
No, wait a minute.
Nothing?
I'm using the sample text over here. Now, I don't know what you got.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm using this
Are
here.
you still? My question is, are you still getting the enter?
Yes, and that's what I
am
want to
too.
work on,
I have
yes.
414 of those.
On that original text?
Yeah.
I don't know, but we're gonna remove that. So what I wanna do for that, I think I'm gonna replace one, if that word, maybe I just not replace, I need to skip it. I need to skip if it's
Dot ignore. Maybe.
Maybe not replace the return to a blank. I don't know, let me think about the enter key, y'all can think about this. But y'all understand what's happening here? It's splitting by period and space, question mark. So that way I don't have any of that in here.
Just splitting everything but the letters and numbers.
Right, if I have letters and numbers, don't split there. I mean, really, if you think about it.
Just get rid of everything
Yeah.
else.
If it's, so that's that's what's doing. So this works. Everybody got it working? Because we need to start another class.
Yeah.
All right, Donna, I'll see you in the next class.
All right.
Alright, this is being recorded, guys, y'all can always, I don't know how many of you actually go in there